All right, welcome back to Missing Persons TV. I'm Brian Ladd with Deborah. She's my co-host and researcher and all-around everything person. Deborah, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Fine. It was snowing today. Day before yesterday it was sunny and 70 degrees, and today it snowed. There's no accumulation, but it snowed. That's odd, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been getting large amounts of snow in different parts of Michigan, but it keeps avoiding us here. But it's really, really cold.
Really? Yeah, we didn't get that much snow at all this year, but yeah, it's just really odd being April 7th and it's snowing. At least where I live, that was a little odd. But the wind was blowing and it was snowing. I took Allison out to the store today. She likes going out and grabbing everything off the shelves. Anyway, hey, so welcome back. Today is Tuesday, April 7th, 2009. We covered some cases last night, and I think we got caught up as far as the cases that we were supposed to cover. Before we do the cases, I wanted to bring up our What's in the Box program here. Deborah, did anybody write back today as far as what they, if they had a dream or anything, and maybe if that dream told them what was in the box or not?
I received 2 today, and neither one was even close.
Okay.
So if everyone will try again?
Yeah. What we could do is, I think I would definitely want to try this every day. If you guys can please just stay with it. Like I said, it takes practice and mainly just willpower of able, for you to actually record your own dreams. I'd like everybody to stay with it. But I can change the item in the box if we want to have some type of, I hate to say guessing game, but or something like that where we can. I've got the box right here. We could do something. Let me get rid of that image of the box. As long as that, or do you guys want to try again tonight to see what's in the box?
Jamie says no, don't change it.
Don't change it. Okay, cool. That's what I wanted to hear too. So please keep staying with it. That's what I'm really trying to do is just to show you guys that it is possible. If you you guys want to participate that haven't participated or are just seeing this right now, I believe if you want to get a picture of the box and its location, just send an email to test1@missingpersonforum.com, which is the same URL that's up on top of the screen. That's a number 1, so TEST1. And when you just send a blank email to that, it will come back. You'll get a reply back with a small picture of the box and its location. Its location is Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. And what I'd like you to do is print it out. You don't have to fold it, but I recommend folding it twice. Put it under your pillow, and then that's it. Forget about it. And if you have a dream, we have dreams every night, but if you have a dream you think may pertain to something in this box, please write it down and send us, what you think's in the box. And if you'd like to send us, a drawing or whatever. I think it's more important to draw, and then actually to write down. I use a voice recorder a lot too, but I like to try to draw what I see and what I can remember. But either way you want to do it, that's fine. And then once that's done, I'll ask Deborah what you got, and see if anybody's getting close. If you guess it, you win what's in the box, and I'll send it to you absolutely free of charge, and I'll pay for shipping. There is an item in the box. There's something in the box, and to me it's of some value. So that said, please keep trying. If you want one more thing, if you want to send once you print it out, if you have some results from your dreams, please send that. Either you can scan it, you can just write an email what you saw to what's in the box at missingpersonforum.com, the same URL. Okay, and once again, here's a picture of the box. This is what the box is. Like I said, it's about a foot and a half by, I don't know, 6 by 6 by so. It's a rectangular box. It's got masking tape around it. It's actually a cardboard box when the item is inside. My son, he knows what's in the box now too, but he's not going to tell you.
So you can keep a good secret then, huh?
No, he can't. That's why he's going away. No, he's not going to tell you what's in the box. And I don't really want to give any hints or anything like that. It's not exactly hinting things. Actually, that's the exact opposite. But if you want to try, please try. Okay. That said, Amber Alert cases. Deborah, we have, like I said, we always bring up Amber Alert cases. We particularly give a lot of attention to the Ashi Desir case. We have case number. You know what? I didn't get any of these cases open, but case number 712, Sandra Cantu. I know we have some information in this case. Do you want to go ahead and bring that up now?
Yes. Yesterday, Sandra was located. Unfortunately, Sandra was found deceased. She was recovered in a suitcase that was submerged in a pond that's used for, they use the pond, the overflow or whatever, they use that for irrigation. They drain it twice a year, and when they drained some of the water out yesterday, they saw the suitcase. And she was in the suitcase wearing what she was wearing when she went missing.
Okay, that's really unfortunate. It's not what we wanted to hear. Deborah, if you have any more details, please keep going. I'm getting all the cases. When I had to restart the PC, I had all the cases shut down. I'm getting them open right now.
Okay, well, what I saw in a couple of articles that I read, law enforcement, the authorities were saying that not that they knew who did it, but they kind of hinted to that they kind of know. So apparently there's going to be some upcoming developments. Now we do know that there were people that had their vehicles seized and they took evidence from their homes there in the mobile home park. And sadly, one of them was the man who kissed Sandra on the lips when she was 6 years old. He was being nice, is what he said.
Okay, so how old is she now?
And it's awful. She's 8 years old.
Okay.
Now, if he's being nice, well, I don't see what's wrong with a pat on the head, a kiss on the forehead, but he kissed her by the swimming pool at the mobile home park. Okay. And he was even interviewed by the media and talking like it was not a big deal to be kissing a 6-year-old little girl on the lips. So I don't know. There's like, from what I've learned from reading articles and stuff, there's like 3 guys that, you know, they were kind of looking at.
Okay.
I know with 2 of them, they took their vehicles, they seized those, and they took items from inside of their mobile homes. And then they served a search warrant on another one a few days later, and that was a 3rd guy. I don't know if there's more than those 3 or what. I'm not sure.
Okay, I have the case open. I'm looking at what I have. You know, there is a trailer there as far as the first drawing goes, and I don't know, you know, the 3.8. We discussed this case before. I'm not sure if this is really relevant or not. And it did say that she would be found on April 1st, which is not the case. Do you looked at the second dream drawing? Have you noticed what those things are on the bottom? I think I might have mentioned.
I think you asked me once before what those were. Okay,
and apparently we still don't know. Either way, it's unfortunate that she was found deceased, and that's just terrible. I mean, you know, in a suitcase. You know, I think we brought this up last night. You were saying there was a suitcase, and I had brought up, well, why do they think that? I mean, what's so important about that? Well, obviously we know now why.
Well, news reports I've seen were posted at between 10 and 11 last night is when it really started to hit. There was a press conference last night announcing it. I guess that was after your broadcast, though.
Okay.
From what I learned.
Yeah.
Banta, and you have Banta on your drawings. That's an unincorporated area about 3 miles away, according to Diane.
Okay. Can you Skype that to me? Where does it...
Diane just said that in chat.
Where does it say Banta?
Or is this another case they're talking about?
It's got to be. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, okay, yeah, Banta 7. Yeah, B-A-N-T-A 7. Well, the second dream drawing says, no joke, Wednesday, April, Banta 7, with him, like stories. I'm just trying to figure something out. Okay, now what is Banta?
An unincorporated area, about 3 miles away. So that would be like a unincorporated township. Something really small, apparently. From the news reports that I saw, the pond, the irrigation pond, was a couple miles from there. Okay, Banta is about 3 miles from Tracy.
Okay.
And she lived in Tracy, California.
Okay, can you send me a link of that if you get a chance?
No, I don't have a link. That I'm telling you what's being said in chat.
Okay. I'll open Google Earth later. I'm just going to take notes. If anybody, if you're in chat, if you can get a link so we can get a screenshot of that or something like that, I would appreciate it. Anyways, I'm marking this case as closed and not correct. So anything else for Sandra?
No, I don't think so. Just
nothing
thoughts and prayers to her family.
Okay, and I know we were talking about the Mexico connection and a lot of cases of abduction. It seems to me this is not related to anything in Mexico.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Okay.
Looks like basically in her own backyard.
Okay, let's move on to these three cases. These are the old cases that we have. These are all from 2007. The first case number is case 539, and that's Jesse Ross. Let me get the image up right now. Sorry, I had to restart the computer, and a lot of this stuff, I had to reopen this. Anyway, so this is case number 539, Jesse Ross. The case was requested to be open on February 3rd of 2007 by Michelle. And I got it open, wow, on November 3rd of 2007. I'm beginning to think that was the date. Yeah, that's actually when it got open. So it was a little late, but I did get it open. Deborah, what information do we have for Jesse?
This is for Jesse Warren Ross. He's been missing since November 21st of 2006 from Chicago, Illinois. His date of birth is February 18th, 1987. He was 19 years old when he went missing. He would be 22 years old right now, 5 feet 10 inches tall, 140 pounds, Caucasian male, red hair, blue eyes. He wears glasses. He has a freckle complexion. His radio name is Opie Cunningham. He was last seen wearing a white t-shirt, a green warm-up jacket, blue jeans, and black sneakers. The last time he was seen was about 2:30 in the morning, and he was leaving a meeting at the Sheraton Hotel, which is located in the 300 block of East North Water Street in Chicago. At the time, he was a sophomore majoring in communications at University of Missouri, Kansas City, and he had gone to Chicago with other students to participate in a mock United Nations program. There was surveillance footage outside of the hotel that showed him walking out of that building. It didn't appear that he had been drinking or anything at the time. You know, he wasn't noticeably intoxicated. That was the last that they have of Jesse being seen or heard from. The walk from the hotel he was at to the one he was staying in was about a 10-minute walk, and it was well lit, and they did have surveillance cameras in that area, but none of those cameras caught him walking back to the hotel he was staying at. At the time that he went missing, he had he was working an unpaid internship at a Kansas City radio station, 95.7 The Vibe, and he did so well at that they offered him a paid position, and he was really popular on a morning show called Shorty and the Boys, and as I mentioned earlier, his radio name was Opie Cunningham. It states that he was not having any personal problems at the time when he went missing, and they don't feel that he would have done this on his own. There was no activity on his cell phone or his credit cards after he went missing. What do you have on this case?
Okay, actually I have two separate dream drawings that were done. It looks like, you know, about a year apart. The first dream drawings, and again guys, if you click on the top right hand corner of the chat page that you're in, click on the first picture, and that'll be Jesse's case. I'm just reading right off of that. The first one says Jason W. Did not know Jesse. Kevin Bridge, and then the letters JW. JW could be in initials. That looks like a forget the name of the type of bridge. It's a steel support bridge, but I don't know the exact name. Usually those bridges span across a large area like a river or something like that. The next one says Kevin works at Body Shop outside Chicago, Illinois. 12. There is a pretty, I wouldn't say too detailed, but there's a drawing of an auto shop. And then I'm not exactly sure who this Kevin person is, but I think this Kevin person who is drawn above, and Jason W. That's not even, may have something to do with this. Although I believe I didn't get a death feeling on November 3rd of 07. The comments say, it says, I believe Jason was taken by 2 young white males. I also believe they attacked him over money. I did not feel death, and I think it's possible that he may be in or near this auto body shop outside Chicago. Now remember, this was November 3rd of 07. I think Gail had asked me to do some work on this case, and I did, and that was open on December 4th of 2008. This one says, church's cover went to Mexico November 17th, 2008, San Jose, 137 in red roof. It's a drawing of a church. It says red brick, I believe. It's a red brick type of church. It's got a steeple up there. Looks like 2 openings. I guess that's a bell tower. And that's really all I know. Other than it says, Gail, I think that Jesse's involved in the drug trade with Costa Rica, Mexico, and the United States. He's currently at this church in San Jose, which is in Costa Rica. I think the church is covered for drug dealing. And that's what I wrote then. And that's really all I know. So he may be alive right now, and could possibly be involved in some type of drug trade. I'm not exactly sure why. It didn't seem like the person that would be there. But maybe he initially got into this for some reason beyond his control. I don't know. What do you think, Deborah?
Well, there's a couple things that I want to share for this case, and one of them is that when he was on his trip and he had spoke with his mom on the telephone when he was in Chicago for that mock United Nations conference with the other students, he talked about how they all had the opportunity to go out of the country and travel. And his mom had asked him, she was concerned about, paying for a trip and that type of thing. And he was really, really happy to have that kind of an opportunity. The other thing is that, with you discussing Costa Rica, back when you redid this case in early December, we talked about it at that point, and I researched, I think there's 40-some contacts for Costa Rica media to get his picture and his information out there. If anyone is willing to send some emails, it is in Jesse's case file in the Missing Persons Forum, all of the direct contact pages, to get some awareness down there in Costa Rica for him.
Good points. Yeah, I'm looking at this, looking at even the second dream drawing, there's no symbols or anything as far as him being deceased, and I certainly hope that's the case. I do not know why he would be. I mean, it sounded to me, listening to what you have read, it doesn't seem like he would be involved in drug dealing.
No, he doesn't seem the type.
Unless for some reason it's beyond his control. I don't know. One thing we got to do again, Deborah, is I got to start. Let's just post the new forum links for all these things, so that way, if people have information on this case, they can just click on the forum link to that case, so the new forum. Since the old one's going away, I don't think there's any reason to keep posting both links. Do you?
Well, that's up to you. We have some people that are posting in both forums right now, but the bulk of people only use the one forum, the old one that we won't be using anymore. Okay, then we got to fix that. Yeah. Let's just start putting links directly to it. Remember, you can also actually go put a general link in there too. I guess on all the cases to say please post here. And that'll take you to the Missing Person Forum. And then you'd have to find the case from there. But what we'll do is each one of these case files, when we get a chance, we'll actually put a direct link to that case. I mean, anything else for Jesse? No, I don't have anything else for him.
Okay. Let's move on to our second case of the night. This is case number 540. Amy Billig. Is that how you pronounce it, Billig?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Amy Billig. The case was requested to be open on, let's see, March or February 3rd of 2007. I got it open in November of 2007. Again, that along the way, but at least it got it open. Deborah, what information do we have for Amy?
Well, Amy's case is one that she's been missing a really long time. She's been missing since 1974. She went missing March 5th of 1974 from Coconut Grove, Florida. Her date of birth is January 9th of 1957. And she would be 52 years old right now. She was 17 when she went missing, 5 feet 5 inches tall, 110 pounds, Caucasian female, brown hair, brown eyes. She has a 2-inch scar on her abdomen from an appendectomy. She may have a tattoo, and she has a high-stepping gait. She was last seen hitchhiking along Main Highway in Coconut Grove. She was headed to her father's office to borrow money from him so she could meet with friends later in the day. She never arrived at his office, and her friends never saw her that night. She was really active at the time that she went missing in school and extracurricular activities. She played the flute and guitar, and she loved to read poetry, and she also wrote poetry, and she was considering becoming an actress. She did go hitchhiking quite a bit, though. She often hitchhiked, and, you know, that's not a good thing. There's a set of twin brothers. Their names are Charles and Larry Glasser. A few days after she went missing, they called Amy's family, and they claimed that they kidnapped her, and they said that they were holding her on $30,000 ransom. Well, they were lying, and they didn't know Amy, and they had nothing to do with her going missing, and they were charged with extortion. Amy's mom, her name is Susan Billig, and she was really active in investigating Amy's case. And she went through an awful lot. She got a lot of tips from people saying that they saw Amy and that she'd been abducted by members of the Outlaws or the Pagans. And those are both motorcycle gangs that traveled through Florida, through the area of Coconut Grove. Some of them claimed that Amy was alive, and others said that she'd been killed. And the tips that came regarding the Outlaws and the Pagans led her mom cross country looking for her. She even went to Great Britain looking for Amy. Sometimes it would seem like she came within days of finding Amy, but Amy was never located. Amy did use the aliases Mute, Sunshine, Little Bits, and sometimes Mellow Cheryl. Or no, that was the ones her mom used when her mom was with the bikers. Sorry about that.
That's fine.
There's somebody named Paul Branch, and he was a member of the Pagans. And he told Amy's mom, Susan, in the late 70s that she was alive and she was being held by the pagan members. And his widow ended up claiming that he recanted his statement on his deathbed in the late 90s. But they did say that Amy had attended a party thrown by the pagans on the night that she went missing, and she died of a drug overdose. So we don't know if that's really sure or not. And they said that her body had been taken to the Florida Everglades and tossed to the alligators. So this is what his widow told Amy's mom after he recanted it. They did find Amy's camera after she went missing. It was at the Wildwood exit on the Florida Turnpike, and a man found it, and he had heard that she was missing, so he turned it in. That is a route that the biker gangs would have been traveling. No one knows for sure if Amy had the camera with her when she went missing or if she lost it previous. But when they tried to develop the film, there wasn't anything there. The majority of it was overexposed. Amy's mom put up with a lot of harassing phone calls after she went missing. There was, at that point, she didn't know who the mail caller was. And he talked about Amy being abducted by an illicit sex ring organization and that they were holding her captive. This caller continued to call Amy's mom, Susan, for 21 years. And in 1995, FBI agents traced his call to his cell phone. Up until that point, he always used a payphone when he made the harassing calls. It turned out that this man's name is Henry Johnson Blair, and he worked for the U.S. Customs Department. He claimed that he was an alcoholic and that he had obsessive-compulsive disorder that caused him to harass Amy's mom this way. He said he didn't know Amy, he'd never met her, and he knew nothing about her going missing. They gave him 2 years in prison, and he's already out. And Amy's mom settled a lawsuit for $5 million over that. The strange thing, though, is in Amy's journal, she wrote things. She wrote that she was considering running away to South America with a man named Hank. Now, this man, Henry Johnson Blair, his nickname is Hank. There was a photo from the roll of film in her camera. Most of them were overexposed. You know, they didn't get much from there. But one of them did show a white van, and it was identical in color and model to the one that this man had at the time in 1974. Also, while he was working for the Customs Department, he had to relocate around the same time that Amy said that she was going to go to South America, and he had to relocate to South America. They weren't able to positively link him to Amy, though. At this point, Amy's parents are both deceased. Her mom, some years back in 2001, she co-authored a book called Without a Trace, The Disappearance of Amy Billig, A Mother's Search for Justice. And at this point, her case is unsolved. They don't state anything regarding suspecting foul play or anything. And what do you have on this case?
Okay, wow, that's a lot of information. Thank you. Good work. Everything that you said, I'm not getting any of this as far as the dream drawings goes, except the word Florida. So maybe this is wrong, or all that stuff that came out, all the hype and stuff, most of it was probably trying to take advantage of the situation and of Amy. I guess this must have been a really popular case at the time. That, like I said, that tends to happen, I think, when the cases get in the media like this. Everybody tries to take advantage of the situation and say they know stuff and everything. So I'm guessing that a lot of the stuff that was out there probably was fake. I mean, it seems like it was. From what you're telling me, a lot of the stuff was made up about this. But anyways, the dream drawings that were done on November 3rd of 2007, the first one says Clearwater Cult. And by the way, I do have a location on this one. That's what I've been doing. If you follow the case file, I think I have a location for her at the time the dream drawings were done. Okay, the first one says Clearwater Cult, 3621 Jimmy Free, FL. I'm assuming that's to be Florida. There looks like some type of swing that's been converted into some type of maybe a doorway or something like that, into some type of peace, love-in or whatever type of hippie things or whatever. You'll see it's a drawing. It's a circle up there with a peace symbol, and then the number 639, which might be either a location or a group or something like that. Maybe, like I said, maybe a cult. The number of the cult or something. It says Clearwater Cult. It's Jimmy Free. And then, hold on. Where's the 00 in there? On the bottom it says 362100FL, and I don't see that on the dream drawing. Do you? Do you have this open, Deborah?
I don't have it open
okay.
at the moment.
Don't worry about it. I'm just going to take the 00 off, because I don't see it on there. The second dream drawing says she left on free will and love, and then they look like butterflies. It's two butterflies flying around. Third dream drawing says, go to the Watchtower in Miami. She works there, ready for tribulation of God. From what I know, the tribulation period is, you know religion as far as Christianity more than I do. Tribulation, that's leading up to the end of days, isn't it? Isn't that when the what's it called, rapture was supposed to take place or something like that? Do you know? I can Google it real quick. It says tribulation of God. Now, I know the rapture is not even in the Bible. I do know that. And there's a lot of people saying the rapture when people are carried away or taken off. And I think I've done some research on that. And I don't think that's in the Bible at all. Okay, yeah, Revelation. It's actually in Revelation 6, the Great Tribulation of God. I'm just Googling that right now. So anybody can do that. It says Revelation 6:16 is the Great Tribulation. It's God's judgmental and redemptive activity. And it goes on and speaks a lot of things. So it's definitely related to the Bible. A notes on here, it says, I think that Amy left home and joined some sort of cult in Florida, currently works for a church in Miami. And this could be true. Or not, but I did get a location. I just put it up there. There is a link to the New Light on Blood. What's the Watchtower victims? Whatever. The Watchtower is Jehovah's Witnesses, aren't they?
I believe so.
Okay. Either way, I do have that church, and the link's posted up there as far in the address and everything. It's posted. It is in Miami, I believe. I'm not sure if she's still there or if this is even correct or not, but it's worth definitely looking into, I would think. But everything else that's been put out in the media, this doesn't seem to correspond with any of it.
Well, you know, I just read something about that. As far as you talking about people trying to profit.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Branch that talked about her being kidnapped by the pagans,
mm-hmm.
and his widow
mm-hmm.
talked to Susan's mom then.
Mm-hmm.
The authorities believe that she was trying to make a profit off of Amy's disappearance.
How many people are kidnapped by pagans and kept for years? Do we know of any? I mean, it seems a little far-fetched. I mean, I'm just saying, even back in this, whenever, I just think too many people, it just didn't make any sense anyways, but I certainly hope she wasn't kidnapped by pagans and stuff like that. You know what I've noticed, Deborah, in a lot of cases, especially a lot of occult cases that are really popular, even with Madeleine McCann, you get a lot of stuff out there as far as the government being involved and its conspiracies, and presidential figures know about it, and the, what's that eye called? You know the eye? The all-seeing eye that's in the dollar bill? I know Kevin would know. Everybody seems to point. It's like an eyeball. I know somebody's got to know. I'm just drew it real crudely. If I had a dollar bill, I'd show you. But it's like an eyeball. There's a word for it. You know what I'm talking about, Deborah?
No, I don't.
I think it's Masonic with the Masons or something. It just seems that a lot of stuff gets really, really far-fetched, and then people look into it and they say, like, "Oh well, I see this and I see that," and it really then I think it's way simpler than that. Hopefully, in this case, she did leave on her own free will, and might be working in that watchtower in Miami. I hope she is. I don't know the reason why she left and wouldn't tell anybody, though. That's all I got. Anything else? Good research on that one, too. That's a lot of stuff. Okay, let's move on to our final case of the night, and that's case of 541. Let me get my notes out here again. This is Jody Sue Huzatrut, right? Did I pronounce that correctly? Huzatrut?
Yes, you did.
Okay, wonderful. The case was opened February 3rd, 2007, by a reader. I don't have the name. She got the information from the Charlie Project, which is a great website, and I know you know that, Deborah. And once again, I didn't get back. Basically, all these cases I got to about 8 or 9 months later. I got to the cases, and anyway, so it was posted November 3rd of 2007. Deborah, what do we have for Jody?
This is for Jody Sue Huzatrut, and she's been missing since June 27th of 1995 from Mason City, Iowa. Her date of birth is June 5th of 1968. She was 27 when she went missing. She would be 40. Is that right? No.
I don't know. I'm not doing anything.
43. Yeah, 43 years old right now.
Okay.
I think that's right. 5 feet 3 inches tall to 5 feet 4 inches tall, 110 to 120 pounds. Caucasian female, blonde hair, brown eyes, pierced ears. She was an anchor producer at station KIMT in Mason City, Iowa at the time that she went missing. She was scheduled to be to work at 4 in the morning, and she spoke to a co-worker at about that time and said that she'd be arriving shortly and that she was still at home. They never heard from her again. They got concerned when she wasn't there by about 7, and they called the authorities. They searched her residence, and that's located in Key Apartments in Mason City, Iowa. They found personal belongings scattered in the apartment complex's parking lot around her red Mazda Miata, and that included a red dress, shoes, blow dryer, a bottle of hairspray, earrings, and her car keys. One of her co-workers helped authorities search her apartment itself, and that showed no signs of a struggle. Witnesses near the apartment complex say that they heard a scream in the parking lot about 4 in the morning, and they believe that Jody Sue was taken against her will by unknown people, an unknown person or persons that morning, and there's been no sign of her since then. They did follow numerous leads, but none of them panned out, and they have no evidence as to her whereabouts at this time. She was declared legally deceased in May of 2001. What do you have on this case?
Thank you, Deborah. This case, unfortunately, tonight, I do not think that Jody's alive. I just was doing a little research. There is a website, findjody.com, if anybody wants to get any more information on this case or reporting any types of sightings or anything like that. Thank you for that, Kevin. The dream drawings were done on November 3rd of 2007. The first one says Milwaukee Bait Store, deep freezer, master lock, sticker of squid. It's actually a drawing of a freezer that's not upright. There's a certain name for them. Just a deep freezer, looks pretty large, and on that freezer is actually a sticker of a squid, actual squid. Looks like to me. There's a master lock to the front, to the left portion of it with some type of lock system, and I believe it's locked. It just says deep freezer, Milwaukee Bait Store. Next one says, store owner took her JT807 firebox. This is a drawing of the man, I believe, took her, that probably owns this bait store here. There's a number 807. And unfortunately, I believe this man took her, and it's possible that she's still in this freezer. I know that sounds sick as it is, and it is really disgusting and sick, but that's what I think happened. Looking at here, we were trying to find something as 807 firebox, and they were looking at what 807 might be. I'm not exactly sure. A patent search was helpful, but I thank the person for sending that information in there. Some stuff from Linda. As far as that, we did not come up with a location, but shouldn't be too hard, Deborah, if we maybe redo this one. Milwaukee Bait Store. Go from there. Put that on the dream drawing request. You think?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can figure this out.
Right.
That's all I got. The drawing of the man, JT, initials could more than likely means JT. There's actually a clock in the background, and it says 2 o'clock, I believe, either 2 o'clock in the morning or in the evening. Elderly gentleman, receding Caroline, wears glasses. Probably looks probably about I don't know, medium built. Doesn't look to be too overweight. Not exactly sure what that is he's wearing, or if that's just a t-shirt or whatever. There's a lot of crosses on it. I don't think that's anything religious. Dark bags under the eyes. That's all I got. I got a picture. I got a bait store, and I got a probable or a possible location. And that could still be today. You know, I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Any comments, Deborah?
No, not really, except there's several bait stores in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. That's why we need to, I'll redo this. Just put, I guess bait store Milwaukee on the thing, and maybe another picture of her, and we'll add that to the case file. Cool.
Okay.
And what we're talking about is a lot of times I will redo these cases, the dream drawings. Deborah will send them to me. She's putting specific information in there, and it is working as far as me getting more information on each case. And what I normally do is I'll just post it in the case file. If you have any updates, please post them in the forums. That's why these forums are really, really important. We really need to start. I guess I need to start putting links for each one of these cases into the new forums. Because if that's where we're going, we don't need people going to the old ones anyways, right?
Right, and the more stuff that's posted in the old one, the more that has
we got to
move.
Yeah. So here's one thing you can help out Deborah a lot. First of all, we need people to help out in the forums. We really do need people not only to do just admin stuff, moderator stuff with people, but we need a lot of copy and pasting information from the old forum to the new one, and doing research as far as getting links in these cases. Because even though we have the cases open, we have a lot of cases that do not have links in there at all, and we need to get that done. It's exhausting. It's a lot of work, but I think it's well worth it. In the end. So we're going to try to do that. If you are registered in the old forum, please come over to the new one at missingpersonforum.com. It's up there. Please re-register. If you have any information that's posted over there, feel free to move it. You're more than welcome to move it over there. And again, if you want to be a moderator, if you want to help out Deborah and myself and some other people in there, please send an email to, I believe it's help@missingpersonforum.com. Is that right, Deborah?
That's right. They can also get there with findthemissing.net, right?
That's true. Yeah, you can also go to findthemissing.net. It'll take you to the same place. As So anyways, that covers our cases tonight. I'm going to go back. This is just really bothering me. Case 712, Sandra Cantu. That is really, really sad what happened. I just can't believe that somebody out there could actually do that to somebody. But we do know. Do you remember Baby Doe, or I don't forget the name? That they actually found a suitcase that washed up on the shores, I believe, of Texas, and that was about a year ago, Deborah.
I'm not sure how long ago it was.
Well,
I did hear some about it.
Yeah, well, apparently the child had been abused by the father and mother, and then murdered, and then put into a suitcase. It's like a lunchbox or something like that. Absolutely disgusting. I certainly hope they find out who did this, and they face the proper punishment for something like this. It's unacceptable, totally unacceptable. And then, yeah, nobody, you don't. It goes without saying you don't kiss girls, 6-year-old, 8-year-old girls if you're. How old is this guy?
Well, he's a grown man, and I don't think that means.
No, unless you're family or something like that, there's absolutely no reason for it. I'd have the guy locked up. I'd kick the guy's, butt myself. There's no, that's disgusting.
Well, he didn't seem to see a problem with it.
That's even worse.
And he thought it was all well and good that he was just being nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it is sickening. We have so many problems now we have how many missing that you have cases open on that they've gone missing with grown men, and they're young girls. When I say young, I still, I think 12, 13, 14.
That's young. Those
still
are
child.
They are children. Yes.
Little girl. So.
And if anybody's out there saying, "Oh, I'm 13 or I'm 12, I'm watching this, I'm an adult," no, you're not. You're still a child. Stay a child. Okay. Listen to your parents, and if your parents aren't there, find out why. This is, I hate to say you got to blame the parents a lot of times too. Why are you allowing something like this to happen? Okay, well, thank you on this for tonight. Tomorrow we will have 3 more cases. Anything else, Deborah? I don't think are we missing anything. We got
Ashi.
Oh, you are correct.
Can't forget the little dude.
Yeah, yes. Again, this is Ashi Desir. He went missing from Immokalee, Florida, January 10th of 2009. He's still missing. As far as we know, there's no information as far as anything that can help to lead to bring him home. So it's really, really important to get his picture out there. That's the only way that Ashi's going to be found, if somebody, comes forward and say, hey, I know what happened, or I think I've seen this child. Do not be afraid to contact authorities if you think you may have seen this child. Do not be afraid. Nothing's going to happen to you. If you believe that I would not. There's different ways of approaching it, but I would definitely not go up to somebody and say, "Hey, this is this kid" or something like that. Call the authorities, and make sure you get a record of who you spoke to. Don't even leave. And I think I'd stay there. Until the authorities did arrive and say, "Hey, let's check this out," just in case. Like I said, Ashi probably cannot speak for himself. And if you want to, please go to the website findashi.com, which Deborah has been doing a really good job maintaining and running. Anything else?
Only that if everyone could please contact Oprah and ask her to cover Ashi on her show.
Yes, Oprah Winfrey, if you're listening, please do something for this child. I mean, you have a lot of power. You might not think it or not, but people listen to what you say. You make or break a lot of people. Please, use this for good. I know everything you do is for good, but please, do something on Ashi. You just make the comment. Why isn't Ashi's picture out there like every other, many other children that are on the TV every night that are missing, and we never hear anything about Ashi. So please, if you're listening, please do something for this child. Was that about what you wanted me to say, Deborah?
Thank you to those that have sent your emails on behalf of Ashi already.
Yep. And so, as far as the box goes, what's in the box? There it is. If you don't know what I'm talking about, back it up. Press the rewind button on your VCR, or whatever you want to call it. This is case 50, or show number 52. But yeah, there's a box. Figure out what's in it. And if you don't want to talk about, back it up, whatever. Like I said, remote viewers or whatever, here's a test for you too. Let's see what you can do. Okay, so anyways, good night, guys. See you tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, -5 GMT, with Missing Persons TV. Thank you. And thank you too, Deborah.